All rise. He's Mark Skol Jr.
And he's Jamal Spencer. Sports Court is in session.
Welcome to another edition of Sports Court, where we're breaking down what has become one of the biggest talking points in college football, if not all of sports. Michigan and Michigan State had a big fracas at the end of their game on last Saturday, and now you've got at least 8 Spartan players suspended. The Big Ten's investigating. The University of Michigan, along with Ann Arbor police, are investigating. So what we're wondering is, should the Big Ten step in and institute a tunnel policy? I say absolutely. You look at schools like Michigan, Michigan State, Rutgers. There are many schools in the Big Ten that only have one tunnel and one point of entry onto the field. The Big Ten should make sure teams are staggered so that they have at least a 2-minute gap or something like that between them as they walk into the tunnel to keep this from happening, because now there have been incidents in the tunnel at Michigan Stadium in 3 of the past 7 games.
Jamal, I agree with you that the events that happened on Saturday night in Ann Arbor were disgusting. It was terrible to see, but I don't even know if a tunnel policy is gonna make a difference. They were fighting on the field as soon as the clock hit 0. It could have happened on the field. We've seen it in the NFL. We saw the helmet swinging in the tunnel. It happened a few years ago in the NFL on the field with Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph. Who's to say that it's not going to happen just on the field if there is a tunnel policy?
You're absolutely right. There's nothing you can do to prevent fights on the field. If tempers boil over, so be it. That's what happens. But if you can take preventative action, you should take preventative action. And if you can make sure 2 teams that share a tunnel are not in the tunnel at the same time, why wouldn't you do it? I hear Jim Harbaugh says, Michigan Stadium's been around for more than 100 years and we haven't had an issue. That might not be true. There wasn't social media. There wasn't cameras in that tunnel for 100 years. There weren't cell phones recording every single moment for 100 years. I think there have been problems in this tunnel before that it just became part of the lore of rivalries. So I think it's a very simple solution to just stagger the teams and make sure there's a little bit of gap between them.
I agree something needs to be done, and I really like your point on the social media, because 50 years ago, no one knows what's happening in that tunnel. I'm sure the thing that needs to happen is there needs to be like a rule in place that if you do something stupid like that you are not just suspended but kicked off the team, because if I heard that I was going to be kicked off the team if something happened, I would make sure that 1, my teammates weren't doing it, and 2, I wasn't doing it as well. So I think something needs to happen, but I don't know if a tunnel policy, I think it'll make a little bit of a difference, but it's not going to prevent anything from really happening.
And to be clear, this tunnel policy is not to pass blame. They should not have done what they did. They deserve to be punished. That is the right thing to do. This happened because Michigan State players lost their cool. That's the main point here. So we're not saying a tunnel policy absolves them of guilt. This is just another thing the conference can do to make sure things like this don't happen again. Now we turn over to you, the jury. Comment on Facebook and let us know what you think.
And next week, we'll share some of our favorites.
Until next week, Sports Court is adjourned.